Welcome back to the show, everyone. I've got Dwight Brown with me with Home Helpers. He's going to help us figure out if you need help at home. Hi, Dwight.
Hi, Bree. How are you? Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well.
Has it already been a month? I can't believe it.
You know, honestly, I announce the show every morning, and I'm like, how can it possibly be September 23rd?
And fall just started. We're going into the holidays. Can't believe it. Yeah.
It'll be Christmas before we know it.
Oh, gotta do my shopping.
I know. Well, let's talk about caregiving at home.
Yeah.
How long have you had your business?
I've been in this business about 10 years. I opened up this office about 2 years ago. I took over from a person that had been doing it. So this Home Helpers has been around probably 15 years, and I've been operating it for about 2.
Have you really gotten to know the community?
Yes, you know, every community's different. Before this, I was in Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village area, and I got to know that community really, really well. I think Laguna Woods is a little harder in a way because since I don't live there, it's gated and it's a little tougher for me to kind of be a part of the community. But I go to Polly's Pies, I go to the Snooty Fox and Laguna Cafe, so I'm pretty integrated into the community. My business is right around the corner where the DMV, across from where the DMV is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you have a physical location?
I do, yeah. I have an office. It's catty corner from where the DMV that's now closed, but catty corner from there. So there's a little lake on that corner, and I'm right next to that little lake.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And do you invite members of our community to come see you in your office?
It's very rare. Anybody can come. I'm licensed by the state, and my license is that I'm open 24/7. So people can come 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's pretty rare that clients come to my office. I think I've had 2 in the last 2 years that actually come by. Usually I go visit people in their homes to give them what we call an assessment. So when someone calls us and needs our care, I go into the home, get to know them, get to understand what they're looking for, and then kind of take a look at their house. So it's pretty rare that they need to come to me. My employees come to the office just about every day. I'm hiring people, interviewing people. So it's more of a location for the employees to do their training and hiring.
Right. So talk to me about the process of hiring an employee, because I know a lot of the resistance from people who are getting to that place in their life, they need or are contemplating or thinking about maybe bringing somebody in. But the hesitation is like, I don't want a stranger in my house. I don't feel like I can completely relax in my own environment. I've got somebody, sort of looking over me, if you will, all the time.
Yes, I hear that a lot. I like to think of caregivers, the word caregiver is almost a bad word in a way, because when I say caregiver, people immediately think, I don't need a nurse.
Sick.
I don't need a nurse, right? And most of my caregivers I would consider more like personal assistants or helpers. Just like, people resist getting a house cleaner, and then they get a house cleaner and they think, why did I wait?
How did I survive without
That's exactly.
this?
If you think of a caregiver or a helper or an assistant like that, most of the caregivers that I send in, they're not doing medical, quote unquote, medical care or the borderline of that. A lot of them are helping with laundry, changing bed sheets, providing transportation to doctor's appointments or to get nails and hair done. They're helping prepare meals in the morning. The most common request I get is 3 days a week, usually in the morning. The most common phone call I get is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, looking for help from 9 to 1 or 10 to 2. And that's because people are a little more disoriented, a little weaker in the morning, they're a little more prone to fall. And so the caregiver comes by, helps prepare breakfast, starts a load of laundry. They can finish that load of laundry before they leave in 3 or 4 hours. And then before they go, they can prepare lunch and even maybe get dinner ready. And so then the dinner is ready and just needs to be reheated. So most of what we're doing, Brad Pitt has a personal assistant. Why shouldn't everybody, right?
Totally agree.
He's a fit and young guy, right? He just, if you need any kind of help, someone can be there to help you. It doesn't have to be all the time. It can be short spurts of time when it's convenient for you.
And so can your clients sort of do their a la carte where they say, I need a driver, I want somebody, as you said, change my sheets, I want somebody to play a game with me.
Absolutely. Yeah, so most cases, I tell people, you're the boss. You tell us what you want, and I will find you a person to do it. In my opinion, in this business, size matters. Meaning, the bigger the company, the better. The more employees I have, the better I can make a match for you.
Right.
So in the time that I've been doing this, I've grown it up to about 165 caregivers that I have. And that gives me the power that when you call me, and I've literally gotten phone calls that are, I need somebody that speaks this language, is available from 8 to 10, and is okay driving my Cadillac for me, right? And if I only had 5 employees, good luck, right?
Right.
With 165 people, I actually make it so that I can send a couple to interview, and I pay for that interview. You can meet 2 or 3 people, and you tell me who you like. And that you're the boss. You pick what you want to do. So, and it's always a la carte. The only thing I tell people is you just be consistent with the time that you want somebody to come out. If you have somebody come out Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week, and then you want them next week, Tuesday, Thursday, that same employee is not going to be available. So the consistency of schedule, nobody wants a different person every week. My goal is to always send you the same person over and over again. Right. You don't want to have to train some stranger every week.
No.
So I want it to be so that you meet Joanna, and Joanna is your person that comes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And that's only really possible if the schedule is consistent.
Right. Now, Dwight, how are you screening these employees so that clients have true peace of mind that they're not going to go, look in some closet or some drawers or get into some personal information?
So there's a few things. So about 15 years ago, the state stepped in and mandated that all caregivers be licensed through the state of California Department of Social Services. So I'm not allowed to just find a random person, sign them up, and send them to your home. I have to get them a license with the state, and then the state does all of the background checking for me. Mm-hmm. They check the Department of Justice databases, they check state databases. If any criminal activity is found, I'm not allowed to hire them. And then after I hire somebody, they are then associated with my business in the state. So if that person goes and commits a crime, the state notifies me and I have to terminate them. I wasn't in the business prior to this. I imagine it was kind of the Wild West before that.
It probably was.
So each business was going and they were expected to do background checks. Now the background checks are mandatory. 99% of the people to come to my office already have a license. They've been doing this a while. They've been licensed through the state. So it's pretty rare that I get somebody that just walks in and says, I've never done caregiving and I need my license. Most of the people that come in have been doing it a while. They're already licensed. They're already cleared by the state.
So that would give clients peace of mind versus going to something like Craigslist and finding.
Yeah, and we talked about this on a previous month. The challenge, there's a double challenge with that. Number one, you don't know who you're getting. If they're on Craigslist, it probably means they couldn't get their license, right? It probably means that they were not allowed to get hired by me, so they've gone and put themselves out on the internet, right? That's number one. Number two, they're not going to be insured, and that's a big, big problem. The issue there is if they are injured in your home, you don't want to be liable for that injury.
No.
If one of my employees comes into your home and is injured, I'm liable. I have workers' compensation insurance, I have liability insurance. So you're protected. Who is that employee and their attorney going to go after? They're going to come after me because I have insurance. They're going to leave you alone. So there's a double risk, in my opinion, of going on the internet and finding somebody. You could always, of course, find someone on the internet, ask them if they're licensed, ask them to do a background check, ask them to get insurance and all of that. My guess is they're going to go look elsewhere because they're not going to want to go through that process. It's part of my job is to take care of all of that.
Yeah, well, very important. Thank you for that information.
You're welcome.
Your monthly meetings, or is it weekly or monthly?
I do it monthly. The first Tuesday of every month, I do a meeting at Laguna Cafe, which is in the same shopping center as Aldi, next to the Coffee Bean. So it will be the first Tuesday of October. I think that might be the 7th-ish at 10:30 in the morning. And then I pay for breakfast and coffee.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Dwight, always a pleasure. Thank you for joining me today.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Coming up next, we've got Orange County Plastic Surgery, so stay with me.